what are the factors that we take into account while taking capital expenditure decisions. So whenever anywhere in our group any capital expenditure is being considered, what are the factors that would also be taken into account? Number one, is the project or investment proposal consistent with your division or business's current strategy? Obviously, we cannot spend money on any project just like this. The project has to be aligned with our overall business strategy. Number two, in what way will it reinforce current positions versus vis-a-vis the competition? So this capital expenditure that we're going to incur, how it is going to help us in getting a better market share, in performing better than our competitor, is the second thing that we take into account. Thirdly, we have to do the SWOT analysis. So any project that we do, any capital expenditure, before we commit money to a project, we do the SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of that project? What are the weaknesses of that project? What are the opportunities arising from that project? And what are the threats arising from that project? And that is the SWOT analysis that we do. Number four, it is recommended to build a different occurring scenario. That means what? That means obviously whenever we are taking a project, we will take into account as to what is the likely demand for this project, what is the likely selling price that we will be able to realize from the sale of this product, what are going to be the cost on the raw material and on other heads that we will need to spend. So not only we do create a base scenario, but then we also start doing a scenario analysis. And what is scenario analysis? A scenario analysis is we will think different situations. What if demand goes down by 5%? What will happen to the cash flow? What if the selling price is down by 5%? What if my raw material cost is up by 5%? Why if my interest cost is up by 2%? So all those scenarios also will need to be created so as to take care of the likely risk that can happen in case of this project. And the next is and this we will need to do especially with regard to the market shares, sales revenue and the costs, and that is what we will do. And finally, of course, when we are planning any capital expenditure, we would also look at as to what is going to be the reaction as far as our competitors are concerned. Remember, any strategy that we prepare in our business, we will also need to take into account the likely reaction from our competitors. Ultimately, any decision on the capital expenditure that we do has to generate incremental revenue, has to generate incremental value creation.